The yard of your dollhouse really is a chance to be creative, and the front porch really is a bonus room that you can decorate. So how about a cute little produce stand for the summer? Look at that pie. I am definitely buying that. Hello, my crafty dolls. Welcome to my craft room. I am Grandma Katie, and I am so glad you're here. So let's talk about the front porch of your dollhouse, because in reality, it is an extra bonus room that you can decorate. So I don't know about you guys, but I am constantly rearranging my dollhouse. Of course, for the seasons, I'm decorating for the holidays, and I'm always thinking of new ways to transform my rooms. So the front porch really is a fun way to be super creative and think outside the box, especially for summer. So I just put out a video on how to make a dollhouse backyard and vegetable garden. And keeping with that garden theme, I thought it would be super cute to have a produce stand on the front porch, like so many of my neighbors do during the summer. So I designed a farmer's market collection over on my Etsy shop. It's a really easy, instant download printable, and it has these really cute farmer's market signs so you can sell your produce. We have honey, we have jams and pies, and you have these cute little crates that you can assemble. And of course, you can just display all of your vegetables and maybe your flowers and even lemonade. And this can all be displayed on your front porch. So I do have a lot of front porch designs that I'm working on, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on any of my future designs and of course my tutorials. So I'm going to quickly show you how to assemble everything in this collection, how to make the signs, and of course how to assemble these cute crates so you can display a very cute produce stand on your dollhouse front porch for the summer. So let's get started. Okay, here we have our farmer's market collection all printed out. It has 2 pages. The first page has the signs. We have a fruit crate, a soda crate, and then 4 milk crates. And all we're going to do is we're going to cut everything out. So I have a really nice, clean, fresh blade on my X-Acto knife. Sometimes I just use a pair of scissors, so you can go back and forth, and then have a really nice ruler so you can get a nice straight edge. So put on some music, a podcast. I think I'm going to put on a movie, and this is a little time consuming, but relaxing. Okay, everything is cut out. I just want to quickly show you how to assemble the crates, and all the crates are assembled the exact same way. They're all just different sizes. So I'm going to start with the biggest crate, which is the melons crate. And all we're going to do is fold the flaps at the top. So all we're doing is folding the flaps, and you start at the front so you can see what you're doing, and fold those over. Then we're going to fold them back so the flaps are on the inside. And then we're just going to glue those down. I'm just going to use my glue stick and run the crate flaps right through the glue. And then we're going to fold the flaps over and go ahead and press those down really good. So then we have a really nice edge around the top of the crate. Okay, we have all of our sides all folded and pressed really nice, and the bottom flaps, you're going to see, are going to be facing up. And then I'm just going to use my grandmother Stover's glue, my favorite glue, and we're going to put a generous amount on those flaps. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're just going to take the bottom and start moving it along the sides of the crate. And just pinch and squeeze until everything is lined up. And then we get to the final flap. On the end there, we are just going to glab some more glue. Just fold it shut. Line everything up. And then on the inside, you're going to want to take a straight edge and just press those flaps to the inside of the box really good. Press them down. Okay, and there you go. And there is the fruit crate all finished. Very easy to assemble. And I'm going to do the other crates the same way. So all the crates are made the exact same way. Okay, we got our signs and we can't just leave them paper. We need to make them more realistic. So we're going to put them on some wood. So I have thicker popsicle sticks and we're going to put the larger, longer signs on there and we're just going to glue them right on. And then for the more square signs, they have these really nice pre-cut pieces of wood at the craft store. So those are going to fit really nicely on there and we'll just have to do a little trimming. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all these on and then we're going to cut them out. And here I'm just using my Elmer's Craft Bond glue stick. And just swipe it right through the glue so you don't make a mess. So I'm going to glue all of the signs onto my popsicle sticks and pieces of wood and let them dry. And then we're going to cut them out. So now that our signs are glued and dried onto our wood, we are going to cut them out. And you're going to want to use a good box cutter for this. Now I don't want to cut the paper, so we're going to put our ruler just a hair below the paper. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly score the wood and then keep going over that line, back and forth. If you press down really hard and try to struggle through that wood, you are going to slip and cut your fingers. So we don't want that. So keep going over that line, over and over. It'll just keep getting deeper and deeper. So just keep going over that line and eventually it'll just go right through. Now when you're going against the grain, it's going to be just a little harder to do. So again, you're just going to score the wood and going over and over and over it again. But when you go across the grain, you're going to go about halfway down. When you get halfway down, all you do is you snap it. And that's it. So I'm going to cut all those out. And once you have all your signs cut out, we're just going to take your little sandpaper, and we're going to clean up those edges. All right, when the signs are all dried and sanded, we are going to antique them a little bit because we want them to look nice and old. And I'm just going to use my antiquing medium for this. If you don't have this, you can just use a little bit of paint, water it down maybe just a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and paint the sides, the bottom, and the back. Also, maybe around the edges, you can see the white of the paper, and we're just going to get rid of that white too. So make sure that's all gone. You can even go over the front just a little bit to make it look even older, if you want to. So this is going to make them look really rustic. All right, our signs are all finished. The antiquing is done. They look nice and old. Definitely been at a lot of farmers market stands. So next we're going to seal them. So I'm going to use my Mod Podge and I'm going to use the satin finish. I want to seal them, but I don't want them to be too glossy. And I am just going to seal. I'm just going to seal the top, the sides, and the back. And then I'll make sure that paper doesn't come off. And if your paper is starting to come off a little bit, you can use the Mod Podge to seal that up. Our signs are finished and they look great. They look nice and old and antiqued. Looks like they've been well used. I also went ahead and made some posts, and these I just cut from the leftovers after I cut my signs, and they are just part of the popsicle sticks. And I went ahead and used the antique medium on this and used a little bit of old paint to make them look old. I also have a little spindle here, and this would be good to put the lemonade stand on. So you can have a couple options there. These are great. These are made for the dollhouse. They're just little spindles. They're very, very nice. Okay, here is the farmer's market all set up. All I did is I took my little signs and I glued them onto the scraps of the popsicle sticks, lined them up perfectly. And then here are the crates. We have sweet cream, we have fresh eggs, jam, fresh flowers, fruits and vegetables, and some lemonade. And these polymer clay fruits and vegetables are just amazing. My daughter bought these for me. So if you want something like this, these are on Etsy. They have amazing creators over there. I cannot do this. They look so real. So let's go to the dollhouse and see how everything looks. Let's go play. All right, my crafty dolls, that is it for me today. I hope you had fun, and I really hope I inspired you to think differently about the front porch of your dollhouse, because really it's an extra room to decorate, and who doesn't want to do that? And of course, to make some unique new miniatures and display them on your front porch, especially for the summer. So I am working on some new front porch designs, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on any future designs, and of course my tutorials. And don't forget, you can purchase everything here, my farmers market collection, over on my Etsy shop. It's a very easy download printable. I do have a link in the bio, so make it easy for you. So let me know how you decorate your front porch. Tell me all about it in the comments below. And if you do not know what to say, just leave me a yellow heart. So thanks again for joining me, and I will see you soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye.